Chapter 1. A Hotel Room in Venice, May 2nd, 1943. Alicia stood before the mirror and carefully applied makeup to her cheeks, lips, and eyes. She was a master at it, not professionally trained, just naturally talented. Tonight this talent was especially important, although her hand shook as she moved the brush across her face. As she completed her task, a tiny tear escaped from the corner of her left eye and crept slowly down her face. Soon her eyes started to swell as more tears came, but she fought the urge to surrender and turned her attention back to the work of making her face one that turned heads in Venice. Once finished, she faced the bed and pulled the wrinkled sheets up one by one. Her hands trembled a bit as she tied the ends of the sheets together. So Alicia worked slowly, carefully, checking to make sure the knots were strong enough to hold her weight. Tears fell on her hands and the bedding, tears blackened by her mascara, an unnecessary flourish for a woman blessed with youth and natural beauty. Her thoughts were focused on her affair with a German officer, Anselm. He was powerful and persuasive, and she might have fallen for him anyway, but she had surrendered to him out of fear. Anselm was generous with the treasures he'd taken from Venetian homes and churches, but his jewelry and other gifts only made her feel like a whore. He betrays me, sleeps with other women, and pillages my country. I should get my revenge, she thought, conjuring up images of Gothic mutilations. But her thirst for vengeance was not strong enough. Tugging one more time on each of the knots, Alicia then tied one end of the sheets to the leg of the bed. Fearing that her weight would drag the furniture across the floor and swing her side to side below the ledge, she moved the bed up against the wall under the window, nudging its feet against the massive shoe molding of the ancient hotel. She opened the window, pushed the shutters aside, and looked down into the canal below. The moon shined bright in a cloudless sky, and the brisk night air was refreshing, although its touch chilled Alicia's skin. Bells rang softly in the distance, some from churches, some from small boats passing in the night. A gentle mist hugged the water and spread over the channel below. Alicia studied her city's panorama and peered beyond this canal into the labyrinth of those beyond. It was a scene familiar to her since childhood, but tonight she smiled only irreverently. Well, if the knots don't hold, I'll go for a swim instead. Alicia sat on the windowsill and swung her legs over the edge. The mist tickled her bare feet and raised bumps on her arms. Once more she tested the strength of the knot, then tied the sheet around her neck. Resting her palms on the stone ridge and giving a determined push, she sailed past the ledge and into the air. The sheets quickly grew taut, and by the time her body hit the hotel wall, her neck was already broken. Alicia did not go for a swim that night.